All About Quilting is located in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Now, while Kirsty's local business is thriving, she also relies on her website to help fulfill internet orders from as far away as Guam. Even though this is a quilting business, you may be surprised to find how much it has in common with your business.
I do it all. I am the owner, one-person teacher, helper, sewing machine fixer. I do a little bit of everything. And visited quilt shops and tried to decide what I wanted to do, what I wanted to focus on. And when I did that, it was very wonderful. I learned a lot. But I understand now why the stores that said, oh, you have plenty of time to sew, it's not a problem at all, they're not in business anymore. The ones that said, you don't have time to sew, it's going to be really hard to get samples done. If you have a good store and a good business, you don't have time to sew because your customers take all your time. It takes a lot of time to help them pick out a quilt, to help them decide that they need 27 different fabrics to make their quilt, and then cutting it for them and helping hold their hand through that process, and that all takes time. But then I know that if I help them, they'll keep coming back and it'll be worth it in the long run. What I do is try to keep educated on the whole spectrum of quilting, fabric, sewing machines, and everything. So I spend a lot of time on the internet and a lot of time in classes. I travel around the world taking classes and learning from other people. So the people at Walmart will call me up and say, hey, do you have this? Because I have a customer. Hancock Fabrics is a chain store, and the other day I had sent someone to them to get something and they sent someone to me. So I work together with them, not against them. And if you want to make something that's going to last, that's going to be there for your grandkids, you want to use quilt shop quality fabric. So it's a huge difference. I hatched the pillowcase thing. You come in, you get a kit, you make a pillowcase, but you have to give that pillowcase to me. And then I donate the pillowcases to the PEDS unit at the local hospital and then at the Naval Hospital. That has been very popular. I have kids that do it as a way to give back to other kids. It's a great, easy project for them to do because they don't have to do any cutting. They can sew it. One of my little girls made like 15 pillowcases because she started making them for her friends, for her teacher, for everybody, and she just went on this wild rampage of making pillowcases, and that's what it's all about. Is I want you to learn how to do it because it's not hard. But it's a way of giving back. In the beginning, when I first started, I was like, sewing machines can be very expensive, and how can I get little Johnny's wife, who doesn't make much money, be able to afford one of my sewing machines? So G Capital was the caveat that helped that happen, because not everybody has a credit card that can do that. So the financing, if they get accepted, that has helped me close the deal several times on a sewing machine to a customer, which is really nice. There has been some sales that I would have ever gotten if I didn't have it as an option. And I figure that however minimal the cost is, it's an expense that I need to have in doing business to make my business better for my customers. I have done a couple of the webinars. It's interesting, my customers like to come in when I'm learning something on the computer. But then they don't realize that then I concentrate on them and I don't concentrate on the webinar that's on the computer anymore. The archived ones are great because if somebody interrupts me in the middle, I want to stop and help the customer, but I still want to learn. And so if I can go back and watch the archived, then that certainly helps, because that's what it's all about. I have to learn as much as I can to be as competitive for the customer and to help them out. And that's what I want, is I want to be able to help them achieve their goals, and I want them to be able to buy the sewing machine if that's what they want, and at an affordable price. So that's one way to make that happen.